Hey college biology, welcome to our first biological molecule video. This is over lipids, and let's start by taking a look at a lipid. This is an example of a lipid, and as you can see, there are three elements represented here: oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. And those are characteristics of lipids. Lipids are made from oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. Another thing is that if we take a look at all of these bonds, we can characterize them as polar or nonpolar covalent bonds. The oxygen and the hydrogen are polar, the oxygen and the carbon are polar, but the carbon-to-carbon bonds from here and 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 all the way through this molecule, those are all nonpolar. And remember, every point on one of these molecules is a hidden carbon, so there's a lot of carbon in here, and all of those carbons can make four bonds, so any bond that isn't shown is a bond to hydrogen. So there's a lot of carbon and hydrogen bonds here, and all of those bonds are nonpolar, which means this molecule and lipids in general are nonpolar. Now we can go into greater detail about this molecule. This molecule is representative of a sterol. A sterol is one category of lipids, and sterols are defined by their specific shape, their specific structure, and that involves three six-ringed carbons and a six-carbon ring. So we have three six-carbon rings, and we have one five-carbon ring, and that is a quality of all sterols. Sterols can be used to build two other types of molecules in our body: hormones and vitamins. And a hormone is a chemical that our body makes to communicate with a particular organ to tell it that it needs to change how it's doing its job, or it needs to do a different job. And vitamins are they're like coenzymes. They help chemical reactions without being used up in the process. So they're useful, and steroids can be used to build those. So we've got our lipids, which can contain sterols, which are used to build steroids, which are used to build hormones and vitamins. Now there's a second use for sterols, which are used to build cholesterol. And cholesterol is used to help toughen our cell membrane. If we get too much of it, that can cause problems, but it does have a vital use that our cells need, and that is to help toughen certain areas of the cell membrane. That's it for sterols. But wait, there's more, because lipids are divided into two categories: sterols and fatty acids. Fatty acids are a much more complicated group. So let's take a look at this. In here we have our fatty acids highlighted in yellow, and they are hydrocarbon chains, which means they are long chains of carbon with hydrogen bound to the carbon. And so there are several varieties of fatty acids. They are primarily divided into two categories, and those are saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. Saturation means that they are full of something, and in this case, they are full of hydrogen. If we compare the two, if we have a double bond between the carbon, that means there's one less hydrogen that can be fit here and here, whereas over here, with no double bonds, we have as much hydrogen as possible. So that's kind of what divides the two categories of fatty acids. We have saturated and unsaturated. Now let's go back and spend some more time with saturated. Saturated fatty acids have this straight chain shape, whereas over here you can see that there's a bend, but that's not true for saturated fatty acids. They are all straight chain. They have no double bonds. They are solid at room temperature. Because they have this straight chain shape, they can stack on top of each other and stabilize, and so they can more easily become solid, and so that's why we have this solid shape like butter. They come from animal fats, so the cream from milk or the fat on an animal's body, that's where these saturated fats are coming from. And they're healthy for you in moderation. If you eat a lot of them, that can be bad, but a little bit of these are okay for your health. We next need to go to unsaturated fats, but we're going to review where we are at this point. So we'll address those in a future video. So where are we here? Our category of molecule, our major category is lipids, and all lipids are made of hydrogen and carbon and a tiny bit of oxygen. They are non-polar, which means they will not dissolve with water. They are hydrophobic. We're going to discuss more of that in the future. They are divided into two categories, sterols and fatty acids. Sterols always contain linked carbon rings. There's 4 of them. 3 of them are 6 carbon rings, and 1 of them is a 5 carbon ring. They're used to make steroids, which are in turn used to make hormones and vitamins, and they're used to make cholesterol, which toughens cell membranes. The other category of lipids that we are going to care about are fatty acids, which are hydrocarbon chains, long chains of carbon with as much hydrogen as they can get in there. They're divided into saturated and unsaturated. Saturated fatty acids have no double bonds, so their chains are straight. They're solid at room temperature because they're stackable. And they usually come from animal fats, and they are healthy in moderation. We are going to go over the unsaturated fatty acids in a future video. I hope this helps. Struggle well.